know the story. Hey, great Saturday morning. It is a beautiful morning in the city of Brownsville, Texas. And I've got weddings to do today. That is why I am in my pastoral garments.
Yeah, I need to borrow $100, man.
Yeah, it's not going to happen for me.
You're gonna make some wedding? Sure,
Doesn't
make
matter.
some money.
I don't care. I'm not that benevolent.
So, well, at least $98.
I know. Erasmo's name is not Erasmo the Benevolent.
No, no,
It's
well, aren't you the greatest pastor here in Brazil?
I am the greatest
You take
pastor in
care of
Brownsville.
your ovejitas?
I do, spiritually. I'm not going to give him a damn dime. Estoy para quebrarles la pierna,
No para que me la quiera.
no para que me quiebren el banco.
Morning, Brazil.
Good morning.
Beautiful
Good morning.
Saturday morning.
I mentioned quebrar la pierna because that's a class that I gave some time back.
Hey, Wednesday was good, man.
Was good?
Honestly, Wednesday, that was a good class.
It wasn't really.
I even took notes, man, because
It's a
it
miracle.
wasn't that good. I mean, honestly, on my personal level, it touched me.
Good.
Like,
Well, it was. I think it was good because a lot of times, again, that the class that I gave, which is amazing class on the para mí, for me, de la Dios es un recogedor de chatarra.
yeah,
You know, God is a collector of misfits. It was an amazing class that I gave a long time ago, and I love that class. I love that class, and I'll say again, this is the Bible class weekend. Too bad Sam's not here to answer Bible questions.
Sam
He doesn't know, but I use my and I'll say this. Hopefully, it's so much better in Spanish. That's one of the reasons why I've been to white people church, to the Anglo church, and it's not the same in Spanish. Scripture Bible sounds a lot more romantic. It just flows a lot better. Pero there's a passage and the anécdota, that I use for la la chatarra is my baby mamis, la güerita, la blanca,
Yeah.
mamis. It's kind of a weird, and I don't know if I've shared this before online, but I'll share it now. Mamis was a very special little story. Good morning, Pedro. Good morning, Arroyo. Good morning, Alfredo, my man. Good morning. I'll share Mimi's story, and this is part of that. Dios es un recogedor de chatarra. Mimi's. Hablando de, let's ask Sam some questions. Shoot, where is it? There it is. Or Maggie. Is it Maggie or Sam? Gosh, I can't see. There he is. It's Sam. Ah,
Little permiso, Sam.
le dio un permiso a salir el Saturday.
Está in the corner. Hey, Sam.
Digo
We
cabezón.
were talking about you, man.
We were talking good about you.
Yeah, good.
All good.
Hablando del demonio.
No, I was trying to share because we just started talking about the passage, post that I just put up in regards to church. Yeah, it's a good time, but I was mentioning Bible class on Wednesday that you should have gone to, Sam, but you don't go to church. But
The post in the morning, to be honest, I read it like half, and then I'm like, you gotta shorten it up.
it's good.
Ya me lo metías todo el capítulo de ahí.
Hey, I think I'm just going to collect those and write a book. Good morning.
Era las crónicas del Pastor Lali.
It's all about
Las
the language.
crónicas.
I always say Spanish is God's language. It is. Spanish is God's language. Very romantic. Pero the one of I did a quick run through on Wednesday in regards to one of my favorite sermons, and it's the El Recogedor de Basura, de Chatarra, the broken, and I always use Mamis as my example. Mamis, the way that I adopted Mamis is amazing. I was thinking about getting. Thank you, Mo. I love you, Mo. I was thinking about getting Mimi's pregnant. Now, I mean, now I would have been so dumb. But anyway, so I was going like, so I put up an ad like, if anyone has a cat, that looks like a Mimi's, would you mind bringing him over, and a male cat, and let's see what happens. Pues they bring the male cat, and let me tell you, Mimi's.
They would have a cat fight.
Yeah, Mimi did not want nothing to do with no guy. Either she's been fixed and I don't know about it because again she's a rescue también, or she's into girls. I'm not,
Or she's a smart cat.
or she's a smart cat
Like you, you don't get married.
like her
She's a
dad.
woke cat.
She's a woke cat,
Sam and I, we're not as
not that smart.
smart.
But no, and let me say that Mimi, so I say, you know what, it's not gonna work. Mimi's no quiere. So when we were going back to their car, Sam, they opened the trunk and they had a cat in there, a cat in una jaula, and I said, why are you? I didn't. I said to myself, why are they keeping a cat in the trunk of their car in a jaula? And I said, what's up with that cat? I was ready to go all Erasmo on them.
Yeah.
Don't you know who I am? Este, so they said, oh, no sé, ahí la tenemos en la jala. And I look at her, pobrecita, and it was dark, right? But I said, do you not want that cat? And they said, you could have it if you want it. And I said, yeah. And I picked her up, and she smelled like piss. She smelled horrible. Y tenía her hair all matted with all like the excrement and poop and everything. And she literally broke my heart. And right then and there, con mamis, right then and there, I fell in love with her. You know, it's crazy, but I fell in love with her, and I grabbed her and I held her, and that's why she's has pobrecita, me da mucha cosa con ella. She's still afraid a lot. I mean, I've had her for 2 years, two and a
It's
half
like
years.
a PTSD thing.
Yeah,
Where
yeah,
they're so afraid about things.
horrible. I've had her for like 2 to 3 years. I don't even remember. Y todavía, she's very, very hard to get close to. I just give her time. I don't care if it's going to take years, but I'm already in love with her. I brought her in home. I bathed her and I cut off a lot of the matted hair. She's got a lot of hair, trust me. And se miraba trasquiladilla, because I just cut off the hair. But she smelled better. She looked better. And to this day, I'm madly in love with her. I love mommies. Even though we don't have that close contact, she doesn't come up to me. Nomás cuando estoy comiendo, bien se me acerca. And, but I love her. And, and I use that as an anécdota because that's how God finds us. He finds us matted up, all full of piss,
Oh yeah.
es asquerosos, and he loved us that way, and that's what scripture
Yeah.
tells us, that he loved us that way. And even in that condition,
Like
you
he
know
sees the potential.
yeah, even in that condition, yes, because he knew. And actually I mentioned that because he didn't see us all matted and pissed, full of piss and everything. He saw what we could be, and that's what I saw in Mimi's, Mommy's. I'll get them confused. But and I mentioned that because you know they say scripture tells us Mommy's is la white one, la last one. Scripture tells us, mas él nos amó a nosotros cuando estábamos muertos en vuestros delitos y pecados. You know, and in that state is when he decided to give us the most precious jewel of heaven.
Yeah, but the verse that got to me and once it was the Romans 5, what, 5, 6, 7.
Yeah.
That even though we were sinners, God sent His Son to die for us.
Yeah.
I mean, He didn't hold back His Son.
Lo más
I
precioso
mean,
del cielo.
He gave it
That's
for
what I
us.
just said.
So that's how much. There's no doubt that God loves us.
No, there's no
That
doubt.
was the whole thing.
There's no doubt. And look, and I was thinking about this, and I was telling
Which
that
is an amazing class it was.
it was an amazing class on Wednesday. It was good, and unfortunately, I didn't record it. But
No,
hombre,
what the
se me
heck?
fue la onda. I didn't take my iPad, but it was a great class. But and I make mention of this for two reasons because last night, after the show, I went and I went south, a little bit, and I was thinking about it afterwards. I'm like, it's a struggle. We all struggle with our sin. We all struggle with offending people. I do, and a lot of times is that we all make mistakes, man. We all make mistakes. The problem with, and you know this, Sam, the problem with a lot of people at church is that they're ready to destroy you because of your mistakes and your errors. But and I wrote this morning. It's sad when their sins are forgivable and your sins are, to condemn.
Sometimes we take that poster of that Fariseo. Remember the story I was telling this
Yeah,
morning? And we don't see, the love of Christ.
yeah,
Like
yeah,
it's a
yeah.
struggle, like you
It
said.
is a struggle, man. It's a struggle. But I hope. And I may and I was thinking about all this because of Mr. De Los Santos. Look, Mr. De Los Santos, it's nothing personal, and it's nothing on because he can go out and say like, "Well, I don't know how he's a pastor." That's fine. You can go say it all you want. I'm not judging you because of the way you live. I've never done that. I'm not judging you because of who you are. I'm not judging you at all. I just don't want you to be a damn rat because there's a difference between screwing up, Sam, because we all screw up. We all make
Yeah.
mistakes. There's a difference between living in sin, living the lifestyle of corruption, and that's the issue, man. Look, I was que me llevé la pluma. That's fine, but don't be out there, you know. And I was talking to this friend of mine this morning from the page. And I said, you can't be digging those holes to cover the other hole and then continue to make the hole bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger because a lot is lost in the way in the shuffle. I don't know. That was my religious moment. But if anyone comes out with a video or some pictures later on, guys, it was me.
From last night or what?
Yeah. Yeah. Anyway,
Anyway,
confess my sins. No, man, we all struggle with ourselves, and I think the people that don't admit that they struggle with themselves are the ones that have lost hope.
self-righteous.
One of the things that I mentioned this in the little write up that I did for my church page, and I put it on my public page too, is that guys, I love going to Monterrey. I love going to Monterrey because in Monterrey I find a lot of those people, Sam, that we grew up with. Even you saw a lot of these people that came from Monterrey. I like seeing them because they've been through a lot of their own personal battles, but they're still there. They're still there. And I like going to Jardín Español. I like going to Cadereyta and seeing the people that were there 20 years ago, 25 years ago, 30 years ago. They're still there. And that tells me is that there's hope, because they're still there fighting. And that's why I'm always dogging you, Sam. You've got to come back to church. And I dug Frankie too, because Frankie needs to have that balance. And we all do, we all have to
Yeah.
find that balance. And the problem is we're never going to get that balance by not congregating. We're not never going to have it. We only get it uh, uh, congregating, worshiping. It's the only way.
Yeah.
So
That's why
Sam,
we motivate each other.
Yeah.
To keep on going.
so Sam, come back to church with us.
He's got like a serious.
Yeah,
Face.
okay. For the weather section.
Oh, my
And how the weather?
God. So, todos los muchachitos de la hermana Goyita,
What happened to them, Sam?
To who?
de la hermana Goyita, they were your generation. Los hijos de la
One
hermana
of the older kids,
Bonita?
Goyita,
Goyita,
la hermana de Anita.
la hermana de Ana. I forgot their names. They
Don't-
were your generation.
Don't they go over there to Benjamin's
Oh,
church?
the last name.
I don't know who you're talking about.
No,
No?
you know Anita, no? No, probably not. Well,
Is Anita the one that was with that tall guy?
yeah. Her.
I don't know
Her
who she's
sister.
at.
Her sister.
The daughter was the one that got married, right?
Yeah.
Perla.
Yeah, she doesn't like me, and I don't care.
Bueno, la hermana de ella tenía like 4 or 5 kids.
She had three
Over.
kids. Three kids, no?
Kids?
She had like two kids. Tenía un niño, a very handsome little young kid who was in college,
And
and
it was in the middle one, and then
was it three?
I think 3 or 4.
Maybe. But he,
I didn't even know she was related to anybody there.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, but she went to I think she was worshiping with you all over there, and well, not with you all. You don't even go to church.
I don't know.
Over
No, her daughter was actually she was like in the lower like in element like in middle school when I was like in the high school or yeah, I finished up the high school
there. Oh,
level.
Perlita.
Perla, no, but
Yeah,
other
Perla.
kids, los hijos de
Yeah, she's not
Perla.
too smart.
I mean, los nephews de ella, or cousins de ella.
Her cousins, and I think the older one went back to San Fernando.
Okay.
I think, and I think the younger one, I like the
Oh, I know who you're talking about. Los que son drafters.
yes, that goes.
Those, yeah, I think like two of them are Houston. They're in Houston, being drafted. They won't get in San Fernando. Just you, I remember because you said San Fernando. Yeah, they're. I've never seen him since then. But all I knew that was that he just went into drafting and moved to Houston.
A good kid. I like the younger kid. He was a good little kid.
Yeah, the other two, I don't know.
Yeah, and there's a lot of people that I don't remember from there. But yeah,
Well,
No, a bunch of kids.
that's why you need to come back to church.
they're not even there.
Well, maybe you can influence to bring him back. Oh yeah, Wednesday.
They're in
Oh, yeah.
Houston. I think they're in
They
Houston.
might still come back. Oh yeah, no, and I remember that little kid because I remember that guy. He was interested in it, and one time I gave him a drafting coloring kit. So I'm going to take certain responsibility for his success right now.
Yeah, she used to live like down the block from there, from and Tyler.
Ándale.
You see, I did know people.
And then you have tienen nephews también de Juan.
Oh, the cancholas.
Mm.
Yeah,
They
they're all
They're
south.
all gone, right? También, todos.
South.
Yeah, Eddie and Jimmy and I can't remember their names, but they're like 4 guys.
And you know what's so trippy? Because I like those kids. I've
Yeah.
always liked those kids, and every time I used to see them, hey, hi, 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 and then for some reason, I sort of think that they don't like me much anymore. I don't know why, but I mean, I've always liked those kids.
I haven't seen them.
Huh?
I haven't seen them.
I haven't seen them in decades, but while they were growing up, I mean, they were always they were very, very cordial with me. They're very, very respetuosos. But I think after when I stole the church building from them, whatever. I think back then, como que they started to get very aggressive with me. And we're like, kid, I don't know you,
But they were all Tyler though. Before we were open the 511.
Yeah.
And
But-
then you got the cuates de Xochitl, Abraham y
Oh.
Ramon.
And
And then you got Jonathan.
Yeah.
Jonathan es más o menos de tu edad, no? Jonathan, el hijo de Benjamín. Maybe lower, maybe younger a little bit.
Nathaniel.
Nathaniel. Yeah.
I love Nathaniel. Nathaniel is working for Valley Day Night Clinic. He does a great job. That's a very successful. Great. I love Nathaniel. I've always loved Nathaniel. A great kid. He was with us at UTV TSC, right? Remember? He was a great kid. But which other did you
Los
mention?
cuates de Xochitl,
Oh.
they don't go to church no more.
No, and fíjate, back then, no, they don't. The cuates, they were always nice to me, and then I can't remember if it was when I was running for politics or something. They or with the church building when I stole the church building.
We were out for mayor.
When I stole the church building, they came out and became very groseros publicly. También la hija de las Villarreal, a black girl, very very groseros with me, and I go like, that's fine. I just decided to block all of them. But let me say, when Guillermo died, and this is why people have to be. When Guillermo died, I went to the funeral, and both of the kids were very respectful.
Yeah, we know Memo like for long.
Oh, I loved Memo.
Since they were going out with their boyfriend and girlfriend.
Oh, Memo and I would travel everywhere. But the kids were very respectful to me at the funeral. I hugged them, and I told them I loved them and everything. Everything was great. Hold on.
No, but what I'm saying this time because we're thinking last time like about todos.
Oh, about other youth group that what happened to them?
Yeah,
I don't know, man. It's not the same as it used to be, like way before. I know most of the people that grew up like in the 70s, they're still there.
You remember when you and Tyler que nos juntábamos allá atrás, cuando apenas estaban la house de atrás, que no había parking lot ni nada, que we were cleaning up there, whatever árboles que había. Remember
All I
those?
remember in Tyler that I was cleaning up. That's all I remember.
Well,
Yeah,
yeah.
I was cleaning.
yeah, pero se juntaba todo el grupo.
Era puro manual labor.
Pues nomás para eso servían, marrano.
Todo el grupo se juntaba.
Sí, desde que todos los demás estaban sentados.
Oye, talk about City of Brownsville, ¿no? PUB, todos los supervisors y nomás unos tantos de manual labor. Right?
Dice, es porque decían que tenía hernia. I have a hernia. I can't pick up anything. Pero no voy a decir su nombre.
Hey,
Pero ya tuvo otros 3 hijos.
fíjate, estoy heard ya, tuvo un chorro de huercos. Let's get to the comments. I think people are tired. I was talking church talk. Which one is Mommy's? Mommy's is the smallest one. Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. How long were you without a home, if I may ask, and what helped improve your situation? I was without a home like for 2 years, I think. I was living out of my a truck that I stole from my dad. I was living out of that S10. Que no
I was about to say that little red one.
Well, it was one of them. Like I actually can't even remember the color. That's how bad things were back then. It was an S10, and I was living at the Walmart parking lot or anywhere I could park it. Me acuerdo que las placas estaban súper vencidas, but at that point I just didn't care. There was a point in time that I sort of felt hungry enough that I wanted to look for food inside the dumpsters in the city of Brownsville. And again, I'm not blaming anyone. It was my stupidity. It was my mistakes. It was my addictions that put myself in that situation. And I have I blame no one. I blame no one. Because in that time, you want to blame family. Like, ay, ¿por qué no me hacen caso? You want to do the victim thing. But now with a little bit more of ganas in my hair, the stupid one was me. It was 100% me. I put myself this way. But, and I'll say this for myself, it's kind of a weird deal, Snoopy. I have placed myself in that situation a couple of times in my life because for some reason, I have this thing in me. When I went to live in Monterrey, let me tell you, I went to live in Monterrey because I was trying to escape my destructive behavior. And I went to live in Monterrey, and I lived in horrible places, horrible places that I remember, and me da asco. It was so bad. And but it's como que yo me tiro al piso solo. I throw myself in the floor because I need to hit rock bottom in order to come back up. And after like 4 different times of me doing that, I sort of started to think like, stop doing that to yourself. And now I do my best to stay away from behaviors that are destructive. But it's not easy, and not easy. And I will say because of last night. And I don't want to talk about that anymore. Good morning from my apartment in SA Riverwalk. Mwah! Love you, Mo. Good morning, guys. Have a blessed day. My man, Joe Valdez. And let me tell you, Joe Valdez is one of these other guys I love, man. It's kind of a weird because this is what's funny about my relationship with Joe Valdez. I don't even know if he's still on. He probably isn't, marrano. But my relationship with Joe Valdez is I met him through his brother, through his brother George. And George and I were friends. And then I stopped hearing from George. Interruption.
Sorry, no, keep going, keep going.
Como le dice, papá, le está hablando Dios.
Yeah. Keep going, bro.
Le habló la esposa.
Yeah, man.
Hola, Betty. At least she'll know where he's at. And now I'm getting calls. What the hell?
Para confirmar que sí está ahí.
Sí. Oye,
Nunca regresó con la barbacoa.
¿dónde está el menudo que ibas a traer? But, so I met Joe through his brother, and we get along really well. Este, I remember one of the moments that I think it was very very impactful for me is when Joe was in ICU and he looked like crap. I mean, he always looks like crap, right? He just looked more like crap than what he looks now. Not much improvement, but he looked horrible. I thought he was going to croak. I literally thought Joe was going to croak, and my heart, my heart hurt. And I guess since then, I still kind of like the guy, El Joe Valdez. He's still ugly. I just thought of this. Is your God strong enough to forgive your sin? Of course he is. But some religious people think that he is not. That is why they think less of some sinners. But they're okay. Well, I think part of the problem, and I think part of the problem is that we always tend to categorize sin. You know, we always seem to think that the prostitutes, the homosexuals, the uh, murderers, those people are in a different category. You know, than the liars, the cheaters, and it's not true. It's all it's all sin. I think the only difference I think, Sam, that in mistakes is when look if let's say let's say that I went south last night. You know, I hurt me. You know, or I did against me. I think the problem is when you you mess up and you hurt others. You know, in regards to I don't know, financially or spiritually, then it's a bad thing. Does that make sense? No.
Kind of.
Mm. I actually was like thinking like I'm not making sense in my head. I don't think it's gonna make sense in everybody's head.
It's a justification. Sure.
Do I sit now and knee? When is this the concert start? Hater. You mean to tell me you don't get along with all, or that's not everyone likes you? Yeah. With me, it's more of a hit or miss. You either like me or you hate me. There's no gray area with me, and that's okay. But I was thinking about all that because of Mr. Santos. Mr. Santos out there going and Erasmo shouldn't be marrying people because he's not religious and son patadas de ahogado, bro. El co-
Yeah, they kind of try to, I guess, misinterpret what we try to, I guess, state in the show about like, oh, all what you had just mentioned, but it's more like is what you're hiding in between. It's not just like, oh, we're not bashing you for being gay or anything like that. It's the fact of the of what you did of like hiring people like with the background they had or the extra the chief of staff that nobody else has, even though it's like out of your pocket. Like if you can't do the job like without having a chief of staff just like everybody else, like then why go through that struggle of being a commissioner?
yeah, and look, part of the problem, and and I guess these people don't understand, and this is one of the reasons why I think that people don't get. And let me say this: being a commissioner isn't a full time job, you know, and that's the issue. It is not a full time job, and it shouldn't be, and it shouldn't be because of the city manager style of government that we have here. You know, you know about this, Sam, right?
Yeah,
You know, the ones who lead and run the city
or the actual employees.
are the employees. That's why you hire a city manager.
Yeah, and
The
that's why you pay them a whole lot too.
a mess load a lot. City manager, city mayor, and the city commissioners, they just oversee to make sure that everything is doing okay. You don't have a chief of staff. This is what a lot of people don't understand. The problem is that they want to eat, breathe, sleep, drink the tit. That's what they want. They want to be tan involved in it to whereas they're getting everything. because this is what what happened, and I know this for a fact because it happened with Sylvia Atkinson. Sylvia Atkinson would eat, breathe, sleep, drink BISD, but because she was raking in the cash, you know, she was raking in the cash, and that was her money pot. And the issue is, it's like these board members, like little Eddie Garcia and this little rich girl Daniela Lopez Valdez, whatever her name is, I don't care. These people, without BISD, without that little seat on that board, they're nothing. You wouldn't give them the time of day. As is, people run into them and they don't give them the time of day. They don't know who the hell they are. See, that's the difference between having me as a board member and them, is that I don't need to be a board member to be Erasmo Castro. I'm Erasmo Castro throughout this city. People know Erasmo Castro. I don't need to be an elected official. That's why when like Frank and would say that, oh, Erasmo's desperate to become an elected official because that way he'll feel important. No, I already feel important. I already feel high and mighty because I'm Erasmo Castro. You know, I mean, I'm not saying that arrogantly. It's just, again, I'm not saying arrogantly. It's just the facts, and I say that with no humility. You know, I am the most famous person in Brownsville, for good or for bad. I am the most famous. I'm the most known person in Brownsville, and I say that a little bit
Besides
arrogant.
Elon.
Huh?
Besides Elon.
Well, I would dare say that if you put me and Elon together and both of us walk down the city of Brownsville, more people
Hey,
would
weren't
recognize.
you gonna do a poll last time?
I got your poll. What, Paul? Remind me, because I know I said I was going to. I just can't remember what I was
I was
going.
gonna tell you to remind me.
What was that about the sign?
I know it was about something
About the sign.
or
that
some
sign
sort of an idea. I guess I have to go back.
Oh,
and
the sign, the sign, the sign. My sign against the BTX wall sign or something like that. No,
Yeah, they were.
yeah, I think so.
man, I'm not even joking. This sign is beautiful. Uh, yeah, that I should do that. The truth is that people always say like I get a message right now. Erasmo, necesitamos que ir a dejar una firma. I'm like, guys, I'm actually busy. I get calls like from the people that shared information in regards to Mr. Los Santos. I get calls like, Erasmo, have you filed a complaint with the attorney general? I go like, guys, I work. Give me a break.
You're like, it's 7 in the evening. What are you talking about? It's closed.
I guess people think that, honestly, I think people just think that I just like sit back and I'm on Facebook all day long. It's not the case. But let me say, if and again going back into the chief of staff and stuff, guys, it's not the reason that they make it into a full-time position job type of thing, Sam, is because they plan to benefit from it. They plan to milk it. They plan to bleed it. Part of the problem with electing these people is that they have this goal in mind, because it's like, Sam, would you invest, Sam? Would you invest $100,000? Would you invest $100,000 and expect nothing in return?
Nope.
You'd be a moron.
Depends. Do I have Elon's money? But nah,
Yeah.
not
If you,
even.
even if you have Elon's money, you go like $100,000 is nada. But you don't.
You
You're
expect
not,
something.
yeah, you're not going to invest $100,000 and expect nothing in return. It's an investment, And a lot of these people, like the mayor, Nerth Kolansky, and these folks, they say, "Well, we're investing in the community." No, you're not. You're investing in you making money. That is why the mayor spent $250,000 on his campaign. That is why Nerth Kolansky spent $150,000 on her campaign. And I know someone's going to say that's not the exact amount. Close enough. That's why they spent $150,000, because they expected to get 10 times that much. And the reason that they get 10 times that much is because they live, they breathe, they eat, they drink, they sleep the city commission or the BISD board. And that's what's unfortunate, because that's where we lose. But that is why, guys, We cannot afford to fall asleep at the wheel. That is why we have to continue.
Because I know people try to like I guess email and message and I guess call commissioners for certain issues, but there's already a hotline for that and there's a website for that to submit all your like I guess comments and complaints towards the city. You don't have to really contact the commissioner for that, but it will be redirected to them, and then somehow they're just there to like I guess redirect it to the correct department, or there's some certain issues, or try to bring in like certain commerce to the city.
Something. But it's not their job. They are there to oversee,
Yeah,
not to have a chief of staff.
yeah,
And they're going to have a chief of staff if they expect to make some money off of it. And that's just unfortunate. It's unfortunate because Brownsville doesn't grow. We don't have economic development coming to the city. We just have nothing, and that's a shame. And the other thing I want to address before we leave for the weekend is, look, guys, me personally, and Sam, you could have your own opinion on it. I want SpaceX here. You know, I want SpaceX here. I want for the continuation of testing of rockets to happen here, and if for some reason we get to see flights from Brownsville to Mars, I want that too. You know, I don't want that to stop. I just don't want it in the hands of these people because these people have proven that they don't care about you, your children. All they care about is putting money in their pocket. And look, there's a scripture, since we're doing the Bible thing today. There's scripture that says, si en lo poco no eres fiel, ¿quién te va a confiar lo mucho? You know? And Sam, if they can't handle Elon Musk's $10 million donation to the city, if they want to put all that in their pocket, do you want to trust these people with the hundreds of millions of dollars that potentially can come to the city because of all these other agencies and companies and other things that are coming to Brownsville? I would dare say no. What's your take on it, Sam?
I would trust them. I don't. I'm no, you're spot on, man. But yeah, I understand the whole SpaceX and all the other jobs because it is needed,
My chicken.
but it is needed because I guess they take advantage of all the other money that's it's all the other deals that they're around here in the city. But
Yeah,
if everything would be split evenly, like for the rest of the community, like it will be enough for I guess to be around for the city for everybody else.
yeah,
But since they're always like I guess getting their hands in the cookie jar, you
yeah,
can have like major companies around here to
yeah.
supply for the rest.
If you Sam, it's just so simple, Mira. And again, I I challenge them any day that they want to have a discussion about it. Let's just do it publicly, you know. Let's have a discussion on it because they'll go on and they'll throw their little jabs, you know. But they haven't invited me. They haven't challenged me to go out there and hey and discuss things. Well, I challenge them. Come on and let's discuss it live so everyone can hear. But look, it's very very simple. You've got money coming in and they direct it to downtown, you know, they direct it to downtown because they have property there, they have business there. That's not fake news, it's a fact. What happens when all of a sudden they want to invest in Tony Martinez restaurant 1848 that's over there on Palm Boulevard? Well, guess what? BCIC then decides to vote to extend the district all the way to encircle 1848. So now the historical district is downtown and it has a little arm that now encompasses 1848. Well, guess what? Now 1848 is getting hundreds of thousands of dollars from BCIC, you know?
Yeah.
So then they come back and say, like, well, Erasmo, that's not exactly how it happened. Well, then explain how it happened because you
Yeah,
did
be
vote.
clear about it.
Yeah, you did vote on
Don't
it.
just mumble your way around it.
Yeah, but Sam, is it coincidence that all of a sudden now 1848 on Palm Boulevard, you know,
If they were to do that, it would have been like the whole street or that whole area of Palm Boulevard and all that other neighborhood.
Yeah, but the reason is because they wanted to encompass that little business. And look, guys, and my thing, Sam, is what about the businesses down Boca Chica? What about the down south most, man? What about the businesses over there by Rivera? Oh, the businesses by 802 and Alton Glory, the ones that are really suffering, you know, because they're struggling, man. They're all struggling. What about them? When is it their turn to be a part of the historical district here in Brownsville? And again, my challenge stays open. Anytime that they want to have a discussion on it, I'll have a discussion on it. I want to do it out in public, so people could see and hear. That's simple. And again, continued open invitation to Mr. De Los Santos. Let's come on and talk civilly. We've had lives before, sir. I think we had one. We weren't disrespectful. Just wanted to ask the questions. And look, and a lot of times, forget the Sam, they'll go, well, y'all are just speculating and y'all are not hitting the mark. Well, we don't hit the mark because you don't tell us anything.
Yeah.
So
There's no transparency.
there's no transparency. So it's easy sometimes to let your mind go like, well, which one is it?
You're like, you almost have it how we got it. We got away with it. You almost have it. Well, then
Yeah,
be
right. But you're a
forward
little
with
bit
it,
wrong. And because you're a little bit wrong, then you've got to be all wrong. It's like when he was saying, Mr. Los Santos was out there saying, he goes, well, you see, Erasmo's wrong because it's not Children's Museum of Brownsville. It's Brownsville Children's Museum. And I'm going like, that is the only thing that I got wrong? And because of that, he's saying, oh, well, you see, he's wrong. Misinformation. Misinformation. It's not misinformation, bro. You're trying to use it in order to portray a picture that is not there. And that's what's unfortunate. Uh, you mean to tell me you don't? Oh, hold on. That's not the one I was. Here, this one. By the way, I can't guess what happened to living on the Southern Road. What happened to Brownsville's Riverwalk on 802 and Paredes? It wasn't going to be on 802 and Paredes. The Riverwalk that was going to be made in Brownsville was going to be down Pearl Boulevard. Aquí, no, Sam?
Yeah.
Down the river. They were actually going to use the river in order to develop that. It never happened
You
because
know what looks cool? I never gone to it, but I know it looks cool. The Peppers on the River. Did you ever go to that one?
is
It's
that
over there by like Mid Valley.
I haven't seen
It
it.
was like a bar and grill, but literally on the river, Rio Grande River.
Fíjate que it's a big hit in Monterrey. We have Santa Catarina.
Yeah.
It's a type of river. I have personally never been to it. These last times that I've gone because of the COVID and stuff, the river had dried up also, so there wasn't like much to see. But
Yeah.
I think a lot of different cities out there they think that hey, it might be a good idea. It would have been okay for Brownsville. I
Yeah.
mean,
It's because they're trying to see like the view or something, like how to make it into a nice view. But you would just be looking into I guess the the backyards of the Mexican commerce that's around there.
well, the river's beautiful. The other day, I crossed the river, and actually, there was it's kind of a trippy deal. I cross every day. Yesterday, there's an officer. I know he doesn't like me. He goes, "Hey, the mask." And I'm going like, and if he's out there listening, bro, you don't have to be rude. You don't have to like me. You're at your job, and your job is not to be the mask police. But okay, and I said, "Oh, I didn't know we had to wear one." Well, yeah, there's a sign over there. And we're like, "Okay, I'll wear a mask next time." So, again, I've never disrespected whoever the hell that guy is. I don't care.
Yeah.
I can trying to remember his name, but they get into this position and then they think that it's a power position. More power to them, man. If you want to, uh, go out there and you show the badge and wave your gun, more power to you, man. I mean, if that's the only thing that you got, again, more power to you. But what I'm trying to say is I cross the river every day, and let me tell you, sometimes that river is beautiful, man. Beautiful. There's different types of birds out there, and it's just amazing. The other day I took a picture and I forgot to post it, And by now, I mean, I literally have on my phone. I'll tell you.
50,000 pictures.
Yeah. Hold on. I literally have on my phone 86,280.
I was close.
I have 2,650 videos on my phone.
Well, with that terabyte from my cloud.
That's why I love my phone. But there was like these lily pads on top of the river, and it would cover the river. It was beautiful. Every so often you'll see a dead body floating,
With no head.
with no heads, but which would still be interesting, Sam. I mean,
Yeah.
like, oh, you're having up there, you're having a meal, something, a steak and lobster. Like, oh, look,
Somebody's floating.
there goes someone floating.
Here you go. That's horrible.
But it's true, you see all that, but what I'm trying to say is you got to take the beauty with
Yeah, because
the
I know
ugly.
there's a whole lot of birds. Because even with a civil palm, because I know they have like the overlook over there too. But over there, since it has like the little, I guess, the levee to it on
Yeah,
there in the river, it'll look nice. Even if it was just like a cafe area, like a coffee shop or something like a small business. I understand like it's a little bit difficult to have like a full blown restaurant, uh, but something small, pop up stuff.
yeah, something nice. Again, I think it would have been a hit, but again, we don't know the schematics to it. We don't know, and a lot of things. Times I think, Sam, that a lot of individuals that want to come invest in Brownsville se hacen para atrás because of all the corruption that exists
All
here.
the red tape.
Yeah, and again, I've had conversations with different individuals out there. Mo Garza had to go to San Antonio to start Hinatoma or Hematoma, one of those shows. Can't remember what the name is, Hematoma or something. But he had to go all the way to San Antonio. I mean, it would have been so wonderful if we would have, offered him, incentives to start Hematoma here in Brownsville. But
Yeah. Even
my
if it was just like, you know what, like the tax credit that they offer to everybody else. Like, you know what, have your business going for like 2 years at least,
well, they offer
and
this.
they would just refund it.
What's amazing is they offer those tax credits. They offer those tax credits sometimes to people
Only
that,
to the bigger ones.
yeah, to people that don't need it. Sam. It's like Elon Musk got tax credits. The guy doesn't need tax credits,
No.
doesn't need incentives, folks. This is what's trippy. And this, let me use this. That is clear evidence, Sam. He's a businessman. You know, if he
Yeah.
could take 10-year no tax incentive from you, he's going to take it, because he's a businessman. But if he really loved Brownsville, if he really loved us, he would say, guys, no, man, keep your tax incentives.
Yeah.
But he doesn't love us. He's a businessman. He did not become a billionaire. To become a trillionaire, according to some, by loving the communities that he decimates. Nothing against him. I want him here. I don't want him going anywhere else. I want Elon Musk here next to me.
Like he didn't need the tax credits, and the city could have used it, or the county could have used it.
But again, I'm not blaming him. I'm not blaming him for getting the tax credits and the incentives and all that. I'm not blaming
It's the
him.
people that offered it to him.
Well, we don't have an even keel, an even seat at the table. That's the problem. We don't have anyone that fights for us. At the county level, we have no one. At the city level, menos. We have no one. We need the individuals that are going to have a seat at the table and say, Elon, we have something you need and can use. We're not going to baratearlo. Morning, Sam.
So Frankie.
El otro, we were talking about you at the start.
Pregúntale, ¿dónde están todos?
He's a pig.
Well, was he your generation, Frankie, or was older?
Yes.
He's older now.
No, this guy's younger than me.
He's younger than you.
Yeah,
Oh.
like about a year or two.
Oh, all right.
Frankie?
So,
You know,
son la misma edad.
maybe even more.
I have no idea.
Frankie's like what, 32?
Yeah, I have no idea.
Now, now someone is reminding me. Comments via messages. Get on. Well, we're almost finished. I remember before you had your show, you pulled me over just to interview me about my Trump bike. You were the only one not to run me over in Brownsville. It's true, and that's I thought that, and I liked Mo. Actually, I kind of fell in love with Mo then because he showed courage. You know, he showed courage. He would drive around his bike with a big old Trump flag on it. You know, and look, I've never been a Trumper. I've never been a Clinton. I don't do that type of politics, but I admired that courage. You know,
Yeah.
he believed in his candidate so much that he wanted to advertise for his candidate. And you
He
know,
was
if
like one of the first ones here in Bronx to actually come out like his Trump supporters because it took
Trump,
a while before it actually got here, and then once a couple of them popped up, then everybody started jumping on
wildfire,
it.
like wildfire. Yeah, I
Yeah.
remember. And again, Mo was. I think you're completely right. Was the first individual to openly come out here in the city of Brownsville supporting President Trump. And he got a lot of crap for it. Like he says, you know, a lot of people wanted to run him over. A lot of people shot the finger at him. And I think when I because I passed him over there by Pablo Quisel and I did a U-turn and I followed him. Dun 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 dun
Stalker,
dun.
stalker.
Stalker. I followed him and I stopped and I think he was like a little bit surprised, going like, "Is this guy going to beat me up or something, or or fight me or something?" And he was going to work at the Roadhouse, no, Texas Roadhouse, yeah. And I said, "Hey, man, I really applaud what you're doing. You know, I think it's great that you're out there supporting your candidate." He goes, "Oh, okay." Like he was pleasantly surprised that I wasn't out there to run him over. And I thought it took courage, and I put up the picture. And that picture, man, let me tell you, it went viral. It literally went viral. It was a great picture. Mo, if you could find that picture, if you could send it to me, Papa, you probably have it. Because I have like 86,000 pictures on my phone. It's going to be very hard for me to find.
Just search Mo on your Apple
Oh,
on your gallery.
I could do that.
Yeah.
You know, I've got
Oh my god!
it's so trippy because I find out that you can do stuff.
Please help this man.
No, but don't you know that you can tag people that way you don't lose it anymore on when you take a picture or you save it, just tag them.
No, absolutely no. I didn't know I could do that because I take so many pictures. I did not know I could do
Ever
that.
since the iPhone 4.
Yeah, you categorize. Like I say, Monterrey, todos los pictures de Monterrey.
I did not know that.
Say that.
I mean, you
Mira, el
know,
monaguillo sabe eso.
The what? I
didn't
didn't hear you.
Aquí con ustedes, el intern.
and I have the,
I didn't hear what you said.
even he knows about it.
Oh,
And I have the newest phone, the 13 Pro Max.
Ay, güey, es el Pro Max.
One
No hay otro más.
one T, and I still don't even know what that 1T means.
terabyte.
Terabyte?
Well,
Yeah, have no idea. But yeah, I use it to take selfies, to take pictures, and to call people or text people or WhatsApp people. That's it.
That's it.
Email.
and for Snapchatting.
I don't do Snapchatting. Thank you. Oh, thank you. I love you,
¿No
Baba.
eres sumero, primo?
Hmm?
¿No eres sumero?
Well, yeah, a little bit. I just do a different type of Zoom. Zoom, ba doom. Nightbot, hello. Nightbot, I love
I wonder
you.
if there's like a meaning behind the name Nightbot.
That's actually a great question, especially with the little wrench there. You see it?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
I
Crescent.
Nightbot. Is there a reason why you call yourself Nightbot? I mean, I have no
Maybe
idea.
He works at nights, mechanically. Maybe.
A nighttime mechanic. You can fix my motor anytime.
Catalytic converter grabber.
You can grab my muffler.
He said, "What year did you graduate exam?" Okay.
What year did you
What's your
graduate,
age?
Sam?
Just tell me your age, bro.
From 03.
03? Class 03?
03, 2003.
Yeah,
So you were like more like a millennial generation, se podría decir? No?
like borderline,
You had the born,
but I don't think I'm millennial.
no? Your
You're,
generation what?
he's borderline psychotic.
Yeah,
Born is like
mental disorder.
Mental disorder.
that.
I remember that group.
Oh my goodness.
Sylvia. Oh, sorry. Let me go back. I apologize. I saw it. I had a conversation with one of my former board member at BISD, and we talked about Sylvia. Last I heard, Sylvia was in Bryan, Texas, at federal facility. There was some rumors out there that she had been released to home jail,
House arrest.
home arrest, because of COVID-19 and stuff. That some people had seen her somewhere in Brownsville. I don't think so, folks. Again, one of the things that I think a lot of people need to understand, it's like this thing with Vanessa Tijerina, Sam. Guys,
Yeah,
once they fall, guys, I don't I don't want to be kicking a dead horse. I don't want to be out there kicking a dead horse. And in regards to Sylvia, I'm not out there stalking her. I'm not out there trying to check out, where she's at, what she's doing. I don't care. Does that make sense? I don't care. As long as she's gone and she's in a position where she'll never be able to hurt anyone in the city of Brownsville. Sam just left. I don't. It doesn't. I'm not out there trying to, to kick someone when they're down. She's down. She's out. She'll never be a superintendent. She'll never be a teacher. She's gone, and that's a big blessing. So if even if she was under house arrest, she's still under arrest. You know what I'm saying? But with that said, este, uh, I mean, she's still under arrest. So I don't know. The truth is, I do not know. And a lot of people that I've spoken to don't know. And I think she's just going to get to the point where she becomes irrelevant as a threat. But we should always remember her, lest we forget, you know,
Yep.
lest we forget that under our noses, under y'all's noses, because I knew what she was doing, under the community's noses, and because of Drew the racist Brown, and because of all these people, she stole millions from us, millions. And I was screaming it at the top of my lungs before she got elected. I was screaming it while we were elected. Como decía la otra imbécil, la Teresa, well, your colleague, she's not my colleague. She was never my colleague, you dumb piece of crap,
Colleague.
liberal, leftist nutcase. She was never my colleague. I fought against her. You supported her. You're the reason why she did what she did, not me. I was fighting her, and I always
yeah.
will.
According to this, she's still in Bryan facility, and she still has like 5 more years to go.
Yeah,
Wow.
because she got it's kind of trippy, but you know that she got 6.66 years. Not even
Months.
that's what it turned out to be. Yeah, she's going to be out there, guys. And again, no ill will towards the family. God bless the family. It's difficult, but for her, she got a little bit of what she deserved. She deserves a lot worse because she decimated and destroyed a lot of the people's lives out here. A lot of them. She tried to destroy mine. She was not successful.
Well, maybe she's gonna meet Jesus. Yeah.
Hopefully, maybe she,
Yeah, that's
maybe.
what, all the comics do. They meet
Well,
Jesus.
maybe, I hope she finds that balance. I hope she finds that balance. I hope she does find God. And I hope she does come back a different person. I hope she does come back rehabilitated. I wish her the best in that respects. But she hurt a lot of people, a lot of people, and I mean, not me. They tried to hurt me. Her, Minerva, Drew, Prissy Roca Tipton, Baltasar Salazar. They tried to hurt me. They used the power of a $550 million budgeted entity to try to destroy me. And I'm still here. I'm still here despite of all the memes, the videos, the stories that they got printed at the Herald and Channel 4 News. I'm still here.
I think Telemundo even got a piece of you.
Oh yeah, Telemundo también. And I don't have anything against them. I have a lot of friends as reporters at Telemundo. I don't blame them. You know, It's just it was a story, and Erasmo Castro does make the story, which is okay. Uh, isn't Nightbug like a program that updates the reconfigures a website during a downtime?
Yeah, hospitals they have all those type of problems, and they're
Fixes the glitch. I don't know.
yeah.
That's way beyond our high school degree.
I still,
Yeah, I got a GD, Sam.
I still don't,
No,
I still don't even know what a tetra is, or
don't come out throwing your
or
titles at me.
a terabyte, or a terabyte, or whatever it's called.
You don't throw your high school degree at me.
Don't come throwing high school degree at me. I got a GD.
I actually got a
You
bachelor's.
entitled prick.
This is what they say that people like
Well, not to shove it in y'all's face, but I actually got a bachelor's degree.
yeah.
I got the papelito.
Sí, pero es de Matamoros, de Escuela de Predicadores.
They give me that website so I can
Edepo.
make mine.
Oh, it's so funny. Is someone here? No, huh?
I
It's
don't know.
it's so no, huh?
Yeah, someone-
Can you check?
yeah.
Okay, it was so funny because I think Benjamin would say like he has a degree that he got offline. I'm going like, I no, I actually went. It was there. They sure hurt Arredondo recipe. Anything else, Sam?
No.
Yeah.
Guys, have a great
Hey, you know
weekend.
what?
Yeah, boy. I have a waiting to do. Have a great weekend. Social distance, face covering, hand sanitizer. If you still believe in all that crap, I don't. Guys, just be good to each other and please continue to be good to me. God bless.
Bye.